What's going on, guys? Welcome to Time Dropper, episode 72 of our 24-minute recaps. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on all platforms at YouTube at Time Dropper Podcast. Leave us a review if you'd like. Follow us on Spotify, and of course, follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Time Dropper Pod. So for tonight's episode, I tried to get home for the Lakers and the Heat, and I just only caught the last 5-6 minutes. So the main event will be the Clippers and Suns, but I'll briefly go over the Laker game real quick. What I saw, I heard Dennis was turning the ball over a lot tonight. I saw that Tyler Hero was making some tough shots, some shots I saw him making the glorified summer league tonight. Towards the end of the game, contested jumpers. And then I also saw Drummond trying to go to the rim and missing. When I'm just looking at from the outside in, the Lakers competed again, and they've been competing even without AD and LeBron. I think they're 4-5 without both of them right now, if I'm not mistaken. And losing to the defending Eastern Conference champs is not something to be ashamed about. I honestly think it's a very solid effort that they put in. But let's move on to the Clippers and the Suns, the main event for tonight, the 2 and the 3 seed. If we were to end right now and they were to win their first round matchups respectively, they'd be facing each other in the second round. We were 1-0 against them this season. We won in Phoenix. The Suns were on a back-to-back, so I wanted us to take it to them. And it was a very competitive, defensive, hard-nosed, tough. If there were fans there, it would have been a playoff kind of atmosphere sort of game tonight. I really enjoyed it from the jump. One thing I didn't enjoy, though, was the local broadcast getting screwed because the game was blacked out on TNT, because the Laker game was blacked out on TNT, and the Clippers had no local broadcast tonight. So when it was like 7:15, 7:20, I couldn't watch the Clipper game because the Laker game was still on, and TNT was blacking it out. So that was kind of annoying. But I watched the game, and Paul George really got going early. And again, we saw him go off in Phoenix. That was one of his best games of the season. He was hitting his pull-up jumpers. And when Paul George is in his bag one-on-one, I said it last game because he was incredible against Portland. But that dude is so smooth at his size to be, moving the way he does and shoot the ball the way he does. It just shows how much of basketball is mental because, he does have some skill flaws, but the flaws are really not the skill. It's confidence, decision-making, which I guess decision-making is a skill. I guess your IQ is a skill. But a lot of it comes from, in Paul's case, he just doesn't, he loses confidence. And right now and tonight, he was moving with confidence, hitting jumpers in the mid-range, hitting threes. But the Suns' defense was good. And I think the main reason why they were able to stay in the game in the first quarter, because we were doing a great job on Chris Paul. Our plan was to put a longer, taller dude on him. In this case, we saw Paul George on him in the first quarter. We saw a lot of Kawhi as the game went on and Batum. But to start, it was Paul George. And then we had Beverly guarding Booker. And Booker was getting his on Bev. He couldn't stop him. That's for sure. And nobody can stop Book. I mean, his shot making is pretty incredible. But I thought that the reason why the game was close in the first quarter was because the Suns did such a good job on Kawhi. He couldn't do anything. He was getting clamped. I mean, obviously you're going to have the loading up and, Kawhi not – and it really starts with the primary defender, because if the first defender can do a good enough job, then the loading up guy doesn't even need to fully commit, and he can just kind of play middleman. And Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, you got to give them credit because Kawhi wasn't doing anything in the first quarter, in the first half, actually. And we were only up as a result 27-23 after the first. But a big reason why it was like 20-19, very neck to neck. But who came in the game and completely turned everything around every single time he came in tonight? I'm not going to brag because it's not no person needs to be smart to have guessed this was going to happen. But playoff Rondo. I mean, do you just not remember those guys on Clipper Twitter who I called out after we got Rondo? Do you guys just not remember who this guy is? Like, you think he was really taking the season seriously in Atlanta after coming off the championship run in the bubble? You think he was being serious by, in the regular season? No. That's why I was shocked that Atlanta even signed him, because he wasn't going to give him anything in the regular season. With us, he's basically rested this whole season, and now he's home stretch and playoffs. I mean, if he had the choice to do this every season in the last 5 years, he would have done this. This is what he wants. And he came in and does what Rondo does. Moves the ball, pushes the pace, talks. I mean, his defense has been very impressive so far. That's the one thing he can be really lazy about. But, there was a play at first half. Try to throw an entry pass to Cam Johnson. He fronted the post, got the steal, found Paul George for the three. But I think because of how poorly Kawhi played, and I thought the Suns' campaign was giving us a lot of trouble getting, in pick and rolls, just coming off screens, hitting floaters. He's really quick. Chris Paul doesn't have that same burst that he used to. He's not a floater on the run guy. Chris is a stop in the mid-range area, pull-up guy. Campaign giving us a different look. We struggle to guard floaters, and when you have that skill, it's tough to guard in today's pick and roll because you can't send secondary defenders because you're worried about the three ball and the spacing. So campaign was killing us with the floaters. And I think that was the main reason. And their defense was just sharp. I mean, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder. We got to give Devin Booker credit at this point. His defense has been amazing this season. I mean, any Suns fan can tell you that his defense has been great. Second half, though, I think we went to it down to 54-56. I thought that Kawhi really turned the way he played in the second half. And it started with that poster dunk over Ayton. Oh, my Lord. That was insane. I lost it, man. You think that was his best dunk of his career? Tell me in the comments. Was that better? What about the one on Tice? There was the one on Giannis in the playoffs, but that was one of the best Kawhi dunks I've seen. And after that, he started getting going. He turned the corner on a pick and roll, went right to the rim. He hit a tough three. Kobe Bryant-like three. He doesn't hit those close contested threes off the catch. That was pretty impressive. And I didn't like the Pat minutes. The one thing I have to say is I really didn't like that Boogie didn't play at all, especially when Ayton – there were stretches in that third quarter where Ayton was dominating Zoo. Like, he was the first to every 50-50 ball. They were throwing, just high passes to him, and he was just out athletic – I don't even know there's a word for it – out athleticizing him, whatever. He was just showing he was more athletic than Zoo, and he was an easy target. And he had, let's see what Ayton finished with tonight. He finished with 18 points and 10 rebounds. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he scored in the fourth quarter, but Chris Paul, we did a really good job of keeping him at bay by throwing bigger guys on him. I thought Nick Batum did a great job on him when he was guarding him, getting over screens, taking away the pull-up. There was one time where he tried to throw a pass over the top and he just knocked it out of bounds. So we put Chris in a cage tonight to an extent. And, Chris finished with 13 points, 4 of 11, 0 of 3 from 3. And I thought that Pat Patterson, he didn't play that great, but I thought that he had some really good contests on Chris in the early fourth quarter. And then Rondo was the main reason why we really pushed it ahead. I also think Paul George was fantastic. I thought our three-point shooting, just knocking down open threes, was what kept us in the game. I think there were stretches of the game where we got very lucky that Phoenix was missing a bunch of open threes. Mikal Bridges missing open threes. Chris Paul missing open threes. A lot of Mikal Bridges missing open threes, though. And I thought we did a good job of making sure that Jay Crowder didn't get any easy threes. He was only 0 of 2 the whole game. He had a donut. Jay Crowder didn't play bad. He played good defense, but he had a straight donut. So I like that we took that away from him. Anytime, in any era, any level, you can prevent a starter from scoring a point. That's a good thing. So the Clips, but Paul George, can't say enough about him tonight. He was just unbelievable. And he's had a lot of games like that this season. And again, this Clipper team is starting to win me over. Paul George is starting to win me over. It's just a matter of, can he do it when it counts? But what can help him do it when it counts? Rhythm. And just as he said in the postgame, healthy and staying healthy. Because when he's playing like this, man, you can have Jesus on the court guarding him. That's not going to matter. He's going to get what he wants because he can hit shots that very few players in the history of basketball can hit consistently. And with the combos that he can do, I mean, he is smooth. He's 6'8", 6'9", with a handle and a jumper. I mean, that dude is cold. It's just a matter of if he's right up here. And Kawhi got better, though, as the game went on. And I thought that he made a really tough shot, fade away, left elbow in the fourth. But it was all about Rondo. All about Rondo. Both ends of the court, he calls out switches quick. He knows where to be. There was one time where he just pressed Devin Booker up high. He knew he wasn't going to be able to guard him, but Book got downhill, and you know what happens? Clippers send extra defenders. What's the premise? You get the ball out of Book's hands, and you force a three with the Clipper closing out. And what success did the Suns have shooting threes tonight? Nothing. 6 of 24, 25% from the three, and that's because of our defense. I mean, we got a little lucky, but plays like that, Rondo, like the people that don't know the game, they don't see it. He knows how to get everybody into a spot. You saw him handling the ball at the end. That lets Kawhi and Paul George get in their spots. I'm telling you, man, I said this again last year, so, it's definitely going to be, come back to bite me in the ass, but I've never been so confident or more sure about a Clipper team being a very good team and being able to get out of the second round, man. We got to this season. Rondo, playoffs. That's pitiful. Dude, that guy, man. Oh, my God. Dude, I could do anything for that man at this point, bro. Oh, I love Rondo. It's a dream come true, man. It's a dream come true. And it's even more stupid seeing again, no offense. I'm sorry if anybody's listening to this from Clipper Twitter. In my opinion, we got some dumbass people that are big faces at Clipper Twitter in terms of basketball, looking at the stats too much, not watching the games. Rondo, how are you going to be mad about getting Rondo, bro? Are you fucking stupid? Sorry, I'm just going to go off a little bit. Are you stupid? Really? I know it's one game, but you really think the thing is, it's the same with Batum. It doesn't matter if he's making shots, the intangibles, what he brings on a communication level, what he brings on a leadership level. Come on, bruh. This goes beyond the stats. Rajon Rondo, Mr. Playoff, great win for the Clips. Let's go over the lines. Let's go for the Suns. Mikal, 20 points, 7 of 13, 3 of 6. It felt like he missed more of those, though. But he played pretty well. DeAndre Ayton, 18 points, 10 rebounds. I honestly think, I think the Suns should feed him more because really Ayton's a skilled big, and I think he can get a shot on whoever he wants. It's just a matter of if he makes it and plays with aggressiveness. He's a bit soft, but I think he should have gotten the ball more. I mean, he was 9 of 11. And Chris, we put him in a cage, 13 points. He was minus 16, the worst of any starter on Phoenix. Love that guy, but I love seeing us beat him as well. 4 of 11 from the field and 0 of 3 from 3. 1 or 2 of them were good looks that he usually hits. Devin Booker. Oh, by the way, I need to address this because I almost forgot. Oh my God. I don't care that he wasn't going for the ball. Devin Booker straight up clotheslined or it took Kawhi Leonard out mid-flight. And here's the thing. Y'all know I'm critical of the NBA being soft. But if you're going to eject somebody, you got to eject him for that. Taking out somebody mid-flight is the most dangerous thing you can do in basketball. Mid-air going up like that. And the fact that they ejected Beverly for a little chicken wing, bro, I've done that in games. That's a statement foul. Like, I'm going to hit you to let you know you're there. Okay, Chris Paul was in mid-air, flagrant 1. I'm fine with that. But you got to be consistent, man. Just because Devin Booker wasn't going for the ball, which we can't even prove, but it looks like he was going for the ball, it doesn't matter. The NBA has ejected people for way softer shit than that, and they say we want to protect the safety of our players. That's one of the best players the league has to offer. You're not protecting safety with that flagrant 1. It's only because Devin Booker's a fucking superstar, and the game's on TNT, they didn't take him out. Bullshit. Patrick Beverly got targeted by the officials tonight like he always does. He got ejected, and Booker was able to stay in the game. Fuck them. Thank God we won the game. I like the Suns, but there was a lot of testing moments tonight. I'm seeing this as if we play in that second round, especially given Chris Paul's history with the Clippers. I love the guy, and I think all Clipper fans should love the guy. If you hate him as a Clipper fan or dislike him or are bitter against him, you're just weird in my opinion, because I wouldn't want to stay with Glenn and being the best player with Blake, injured-ass Blake, as my secondary player. He realized he needed to move on and go play with better players. Sadly, in Oklahoma City, he wasn't, but he maximized their potential. Now, again, he's on a team with another better player than him. Yes, Devin Booker's better than him because he's better on both ends of the floor. And if Suns fans, all the narratives of the MVP, I love Charles Barkley to death, but he's coming from the outside, bro, because Suns fans, nah. Look at the way Clipper fans, you tell me who you're more worried about when we play them. Are you more worried about Chris Paul? Or are you more worried about what Booker can do? Because Chris Paul does not scare me as much at all compared to Devin. Anyway, that's it for me tonight, guys. Clippers win against the Suns and the refs. We move up in the standings. I would love to get the second seed. And you know what? I would love to play these guys in the second round just because it would be nice to beat Chris, not because I have any malintent or, I love him. But I think this is, the best matchup for us in the second round over Denver, over the Lakers, over the Jazz. And because I really think we're better than this team. I think we have confidence against this team. And if Paul George can play even close to this level against anyone, against them in the playoffs, we're good. And I just think that we should beat a Chris Paul, Devin Booker team. We are better than them. We are more experienced than them. The only reason that they have a better record than us is because they've had a more healthy team. That's it. I think the Suns are great. They're not better than us. I want to play them in the second round after playing the Blazers in the first round. That would be ideal. But I would love to play Game 7 at the Staples Center so I can go and make a vlog and be there screaming my ass off. But that's it, guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. Let's go to the live chat 8 minutes early. Thank you. Yo, yo, yo. I'm not going to be on for too long. What you got? Playoff Rondo already showing his impact. He was my first favorite player in the NBA. He still have a small Celtics 9 jersey. I love that. Yep, no hate for CP3. Okay, Intel Wild. Let me guess. Intel Wild thinks Beverly should have gotten ejected and Devin Booker should have gotten scratch-free. He's a biased little Laker fan watching the Bitch Boy Suns that knocked Kobe out of the playoffs in 2006 and 2007, right? The same Suns that knocked you out of the playoffs in 1993, too. Yeah, Booker's not a tough guy for sure. He's just a great player. Let's see. Rondo. Dime, do you think Rondo and Kyle Lowry are better than Chris Paul? Fuck no. What? Yeah. I see what you're saying, NWB Mo. But why can't we be the second seed, though? We'd play a team even worse. Oh, I'm down to play the fucking Mavs again. Let's beat the fucking shit out of them again. Fuck them. I hate the Mavs. Let's play them again. I don't care. Mavs or Blazers, same shit. It may go an extra game with Dallas because of Luka. That doesn't matter. I like them both to beat. I want second round Game 7, though. Booker's better than any player on your squad? Okay. How many playoff games has Devin Booker even played? Intel Wild. You have no intel on anything except for being a hater of the Clippers because you're delusional. Dime, guess what? Lakers and Clippers first round? Nah, I'm not trying to see that. What's up, Esla? Who's better, DeMar or Vooch? Vooch right now for sure. I think it's possible for the Clippers to reach the first seed, but I wouldn't put my money on it. Omar, stop saying for sure conference finals, anything Clipper related. Just stop. Okay, please. Don't say that. I respect your opinion, though. Yeah, if PG can take more mid-ranges in the playoffs, he can outperform Kawhi. Maybe, though. Kawhi has post-game. Rondo should start? I don't know about that. I may like his role like this. Just like it doesn't matter. Why does it matter if he starts? I want him to end. What's up, Dime? How you feeling about trying to take the 2 seed? Maybe one if we're lucky enough. I feel like we can. One game at a time, right, Angel? What's that secret stuff mean, Jonah? Prime Gilbert Arenas or Prime Rondo? I'll take Prime Rondo. I would take Gilbert Arenas if I want to lead a shitty team because he could score. But if I want a winning team, ceiling raiser, Rondo. I agree, Claudio Ferry, about turning the corner. Godzilla or King Kong? King Kong. No, Two-Pat should not play over Boogie, Brian. I don't like Two-Pat. I don't like watching him play. Intel Wild is scared. Dude, Beverly's just come back from injury, guys. Stop overreacting to Beverly's performances. It doesn't matter if he starts or not. Rondo's going to end. Who cares? Greatest clutch moment / shot I've witnessed. I mean, okay, on TV, Ray Allen's shot. In person, Chris Paul's shot against San Antonio. Yeah, I would love to see the Clips smack the Mavs again. Clippers make easy work of the Suns. Will you ever react to live games? I will, bro. I've just been lazy about that. I'm sorry. Yep, Luka does nothing off the ball. Steak, but chicken's more healthy. Yeah, we need Ibaka back, actually. There were moments where Zoo was having a tough time tonight. We need Ibaka. And just gives us an opportunity to spread the floor, and he hits at home. Man, take Bev out of the rotation? I think you're being a little harsh. Cheaters always win. Larry Bird, what's up, man? Larry. Fact, Benjamin. Dude, I noticed Kawhi was in for almost the entire third quarter, which is insane, man. This shows the impact of Rondo. Less ball handling for Kawhi equals better defense on stars. I agree with that. 1986 Celtics greater than 2017 Warriors? Yes, AD definitely makes a difference, Jonah. You guys have a much better chance of winning any game with Anthony Davis. I don't think we have room for Terrence and Luke unless you want to take out Beves or Reggie. I think that is a top 10 dunk of the year, Kawhi. Luka and Porzingis doesn't scare me, bro. We beat them last year. We can beat them again. Okay, Esla. Don't compare. I don't care what Kobe it is. No, don't compare him to Harden. No Kobe after 2001 can be compared to Harden. Kobe every time. Or Harden can't be compared to Kobe, I should say. I'm not upset they don't have Kennard in the lineups anymore because sacrifices must be made. It doesn't matter. We need to, guys, not everybody can fit. You know what he's making? If he makes $16 million to sit on the bench and win the championship, I won't be complaining. I did see Oladipo get hurt. Dirk Nowitzki or Rick Barry? Probably Dirk because of his longevity. But Rick Barry was probably better. I'd say Rick Barry's probably a better player. Yeah. But that's tough. I'd say Dirk has a better legacy, but Rick Barry was probably nicer in his prime. He just do more things. Do you know anything about the release of the tickets? I don't know much about them yet, Angel. I haven't looked into them yet either. Do you believe this Clippers team would be in a deep playoff run? It has a better chance of any, Gab Story, because Rondo can ease pressure. I agree. Minutes. Yeah, I'm not hoping we play the Nuggets the Lake Show, but I feel you. Lakers do not want to finish lower than sixth. Who has a better chance of making the finals, Jazz or Philly? That's a great question. I honestly think Philly, man. I really think the Jazz are going to lose. Unless the Clippers and Lakers both get knocked out and they beat both of them. I think they'd have to beat both of us to lose. I mean, I don't know. Like, who are they beating in the conference finals? Like, if the Clippers make the conference finals, and we're beating the Jazz. If we make the conference finals, we're going to beat the Jazz. If the Lakers make the conference finals, I feel like they're beating the Jazz. If the Jazz play the Lakers in the second round, they have a chance. Because it doesn't. I don't think it'll take much for the Lakers to get out of the first round. But the second round, they could face problems. No, the Suns D wasn't asked. The Suns D was amazing in the first half. I think Kawhi just fought through and got the job done and just kept staying aggressive and started making shots, but staying aggressive mainly. Patrick Ewing or Clyde? I'd probably say Clyde Drexler, but I haven't watched. Again, you're not asking the right guy. I need to watch the footage. John Havlicek over Mikhail. John Havlicek is one of the greatest players of all time, bro. People don't understand how good that guy was. Yes, Charles might be the only man powerful enough to break the curse. I agree. Charles has been on a Clippers side more often than not in the last couple of years. Now he's not on our side. That's good because he's not good at predictions. Prime Kid or Prime Rondo? Prime Kid. No All-Star Super Championship. All right, ZZ Visions. Of course, I feel better about this team than this year's team than last year, Clifton. And it starts with not Rondo, Ty Lue. It really starts with Ty Lue for me. CP3, Jason Kidd, and Dennis Johnson. I can't rank those guys, man. I'm sorry. I haven't watched enough footage of them. Dennis Johnson, I didn't even get to see live at all. So I'm going to have to watch him. But hey, I'll tell you what, though. Dennis Johnson gets left out of all these discussions with point guards, and it's so stupid. He's won a finals MVP, and he's won a championship with another team, part of a dynasty. So I take Luka over Zion right now. I'm always going to go with the skill guys. You don't think Donovan Mitchell's that dude? I think Donovan Mitchell's nice as fuck. Who's the bigger threat to the Clippers? Nuggets for sure because of Jokic. I think Jokic is the best player between the Suns and the Nuggets right now, and I think he's the biggest threat. I thought KD was good last night. It looks like he can just walk out of bed and start playing basketball. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I was going to talk about the Celtics game in the recap, and I didn't. I totally blanked that. Fuck, I actually watched the Celtics game, and I didn't say anything about it. But it was a good win yesterday for the Celtics. They executed on defense, and Marcus Smart made some big shots, and Tristan Thompson was really good on the glass. It was a good win. Yeah, Benjamin, I think I'm more with your side. I don't know about Mitchell. Gobert in the playoffs. I mean, is he good enough to be that second best player on a team that wants to go to the championship? Zion or Tatum? I'm still a little biased to the skill guys, so I'm going to go with Tatum. I like that Zion goes to the rim, though. I think the Jazz are better than the Hawks from a couple years ago. And I think Donovan Mitchell is better than Millsap by a good amount. Of course, I like the Bad Boy Pistons. They're historic. I just haven't seen them play that much like that. I agree about Jerry West. Jerry West is a point guard, though, Raid. He's a guard, but I'd say he's more of a point guard than a shooting guard. He played point guard more years than shooting guard. He only played the two guard for like 2 years when Archie was there, when Archie Clark was there, 68 and 67. But Jerry's the point. He brings the ball up. He controls pace. He's just a scoring point guard, one of the first. Yep, LeBron fans make Ty Lue seem like he's a bad coach. Classic LeBron sexual mentality. Just shoot shit on everybody to prop him up. That's why they suck. I don't prime Rasheed Wallace or prime Chris Webber, but I still haven't seen either of them play, but I would say that. I don't think we match up well with the Nets, Will V. I don't. Wow, whoa, Lake Show. Dennis Johnson's not a role player. He was an all-star multiple times. He's in the Hall of Fame. He won Finals MVP. He ain't no role player. Sonics, Suns. He was an all-star. I'm pretty sure he was an all-star on 3 different teams. How many times has he been in the all-star game, bro? DJ's not a role player. He's like a star, like a superstar. In the late 70s, superstar. Everywhere he went, they won. Not the championship, but like they won. I mean, he won with the Sonics. But that's the thing. That's the crazy part. Like the Celtics had Dennis Johnson as their 4th best player. Insanity. Jerry West or Havlicek. That's a great debate. That's one of the best debates in history. Different players, but Hondo, I mean, he came up big more often than not. I mean, Jerry West did too, but I'd say Hondo. For me, how sustainable is the 3-point shooting for this team? I think it's very sustainable because you don't take too many. I think it's very sustainable. We're way worse on the road, though. We're way worse on the road. Ben Wallace, Kevin Garnett, or Tim Duncan on defense? Probably Ben Wallace, but I have to watch more. But Ben Wallace. Who's going to be the Clippers' clutch player? Kawhi is not the guy. I wouldn't be so sure about that. With less pressure on him, maybe he will make shots in the playoffs. Jeez. Sadal 79 team. That's right. KG, Ben Duncan. Wes Unseld's pretty underrated. Yeah. Yeah, Sean Kemp. I agree. Dime, what did you think about Draymond Green comments about women's sports, about them complaining? No comment. Dime unreasonable, Maniac Lane? You mean reasonable? Oh, underrated. There we go. Jack Sigma. Rasheed Wallace and Seawood should be Hall of Fame. Not all-star caliber. He was an all-star multiple times. Laker fan, but not talk. Are the Lakers still my pick to win the West? Yes, they are. I still can't bet against LeBron and AD. Do you think Nets make the finals or their lack of defense catches up to them? I don't think their defense is as bad as people think. I really don't. When they switch everything, I really don't. I think they probably will make the finals, but because I just said I wasn't going to change my picks, I'm just still going to go with the Heat just because I'm just going to stay with my picks. But prime Magic or prime LeBron? You know what I think? I've already answered this question. So I think you already know what the answer is there. For me, my opinion, don't get butthurt. Rondo is our bench X factor against the Nets. He's just going to be our X factor against a lot of teams, Esla. I mean, I feel you, Lake Show, but Dennis Johnson's not a role player, though, man. I mean, the dude was an all-star on multiple teams. He was a Finals MVP. He was a beast. Kareem, though, later in his career, you can say that. I mean, I don't know how many years he wasn't an all-star caliber player, but like he still had the all-star brain and he still had the sky hook. That's an all-star shot. Like people just didn't just do that. So like at the same time, you know, he was still 18 points a game, 20 points a game with the IQ and the other stuff, the intangibles. So, I mean, I got to go watch and see which seasons Kareem is all-star worthy or he's not. But, I mean, Kareem even aged. I mean, he's a beast. Do you think LeBron had enough help his first time in Cleveland to get it done? No, I do not. Not to win the championship, but he could have done better than he did in the playoffs. Prime Darren Williams? I don't know. 86 Celtics, Bird, Mikhail, one of the greatest ever. Yes. Yeah, I don't know though, HFGH. They get by us, man. They get what they want. Of course I like Linsanity. The war on paper, I think this year's Nets team is better on paper, probably, Joshua. I like the WNBA. I don't watch it like that though, Raid. Thank you, Sun Legend, about Rondo and his threes. Yeah, funny, Larry Bird. People actually think KD is anyone near my level. Where do you see the younger guys in 4 years if they're still on the team? Constantly improving. No all-star guarantees, though. KD is greater than Bird 1v1. Not even close. Don't say not even close. He's better, but I wouldn't say not even close. You're underestimating how good Larry Bird was. That's facts, but Jamal Wilkes and Chris Bosh are stars. For sure we're stars. Not superstars. No one runs the show like Magic. KD may be more unguardable than MJ and Kobe, but like he doesn't have the killer mentality of a scorer that wants to relentlessly go at you. And I think you can get him to settle for jumpers easier. Kobe and Jordan can post up. So KD can post up, but he's not like he doesn't go to it enough for me. He shoots that shot over the top. That's fine. He blew a 3-1 lead and hasn't been tested since. Jordan and Kobe took the challenges. So I don't know how many years LeBron will play. This man's unreal. Paul Salas, Gus Williams, yeah. White chocolate. Okay, guys who ain't the main guy. Well, then everybody besides Larry Bird was the main guy then on that Celtics team. T-Mac was unguardable for sure. Anthony Davis over PG for sure. Clippers, Nets in the finals. Who you got? I mean, if we get to the finals, I'm just going to pick us because I'm biased. But I think that we have a bad matchup against them more than anyone in the league, personally. Subway over Quiznos, Michael Ta. Who's my favorite meme player? I don't know. I don't have one. Do I think Drummond is better than Mark? Not for what the Lakers need, no. In and out of Chipotle, probably Inner. Under what circumstances will Kawhi not resign as a Clipper? None. Gap story. Who do you think was better on the Bullets? Hayes or Unseld? Elvin Hayes is one of the most underrated players of all time. He's a beast. Turnarounds over both shoulders. We don't talk about him enough. I didn't pull an all-nighter. Kobe blew a 3-1 lead too. Yeah, with the team of a bunch of bums, and he shouldn't have even been up 3-1. I remember that. First of all, let me just ask you people that remember this. Does anyone remember people clowning Kobe for blowing a 3-1 lead? Because I don't remember that at all. Because them being up 3-1 was a shock to all of us. I couldn't believe that. It was but especially because he dropped 50 points in Game 6, and Tim Thomas made that 3 because Lamar didn't get the rebound. Like, it was so close. It was so close. Like, I don't remember people saying, "Oh, Kobe blew a 3-1 lead." Like, it wasn't a thing. They were the 7th seed. Mac, what are you doing up at 2:41 in the morning? Oh no, it's 1:42 in the morning. Jesus. There's some diamond in the rough. Some diamonds in the rough, Mac, like 3 or 4 out of 80. One that I've hit, I will admit. Anyway, I hit Pat's foul on Chris's goose egg. Terrence Mann or Marin's Tan? Okay. Best pizza in Cali? I don't know. Favorite TV show? I don't know that either. Depends. Reality or regular? PG is greater than AD dime. Really? We'll see that in the playoffs, dude. AD has a ring. If I was LeBron, I would have given Bronny the Larry belt. Walt Frazier, underrated. Facts. I would personally pick Hayes. Do you think Kobe could have played better in that Game 7? Yes, I do. I do think he could have played better in that Game 7. Sidney Moncrief is great. I feel you clipped it about your opinion on the centers. Kawhi being intrigued by the thought of, I know I saw that, but no thoughts. Since when? Just wait. If you tell me you think Chris Paul turned into a LeBron hater because of what he said today, no, he's not. Anything that opposes the God LeBron, you guys complain. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it for me tonight. Peace out. See you later.